Good afternoon. Today we are going over the study guide for our test tomorrow, our Super Kids Progress Test 6, which we will be testing on our Chromebooks right directly after Mass. If you have your paper, you can follow along. We will be going over all 6 sections of the test, but I've only given you a selected few questions from each section of the test. And if you notice at the bottom of each section, I gave you the exact number of questions that are on the test. So if I've only given you two questions, you can make up some of your own and see if they have it and they fully understand it. Okay, let's begin. Look at the star. You have 4 pictures. For part 1, students will circle the picture whose name begins with the same sound as the word given. You have an apple, tent, sock, and fish. Say the word top to yourself. Top. Which picture begins with the same sound heard in the beginning of top? Does apple sound like top? Does tent sound like top? Does sock sound like top? Does fish sound like top? You're correct. Tent does sound like top. So we're going to circle it. They already have it circled. You can trace the circle that they've already drawn for you. Okay, look at number 2. Look at the 4 pictures. You have an otter, doll, ant, and umbrella. Say the word us to yourself. Us. Pick the picture that has the same sound heard in the beginning of us. Otter, us. Doll, us. Ant, us. Umbrella, us. If you picked umbrella, you are correct. Umbrella has the same sound as us. Umbrella. Us. So we're going to circle the umbrella. Okay. Look at number 2. You have 4 pictures. Heel, ring, sink, and dish. Pick the picture that has the same sound heard in the beginning of hatch. Hatch. Heel, hatch. Ring, hatch. Sink, hatch. Or dish, hatch. If you pick heel, you're correct. Heel has the same sound as hatch. Heel. Hatch. So we're going to circle hatch. Now, there are 4 questions to this section on the actual computerized test. I've only given you 2 of those questions. Now, moving along to part 2. Students will circle the letter named. Point to the star. You have the letter T, F, and I. Circle the word I. Now, the computerized version will not read to the students the letter names. The only thing that they will do is how I would do it for 1 and 2. Okay, here we go. For number 1, circle the capital U. Number 2, circle the capital H. Okay, if you have circled for number 1 the middle letter, which is the capital U, you are correct. For number 2, if you have circled the capital H, which is the third letter, you are correct. There are 4 questions to this section. So, if you can give them some sample questions so they will understand it better, that will be awesome. Flipping over to the back. I'm sorry for all the movement. I'm trying to hold the camera and talk at the same time. We're moving on to part 3. Students will circle the letter for the sound heard in the beginning of the picture named. If you look at the picture with the double stars, you have a picture of a car. What sound is heard in the beginning of car? Car. C. They already have it circled for you, so you can trace that if you would like. Now, moving on to number 1, you have a picture of an umbrella. Umbrella. Which letter begins with the same sound heard in the beginning of umbrella? If you have chosen the letter U, you are correct. Number 2, helicopter. You have a picture of a helicopter. Which letter sound do you hear in the beginning of helicopter? If you have chosen the letter H, you are correct. And there are 4 questions in this section. Moving down, this is the section that a lot of students have trouble on. So if you could come up with some examples of your own using the letters U, H, and I think that's about it. That's on this test. We're going over the letters. U, H, E, O, and that's all, and A. So for the first one, for the example, we have a picture of a fan. 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 The middle sound that you hear in the middle of fan is the letter A. Okay. For number 1, you have a picture of a rug. Rug. Say rug to yourself. What sound do you hear in the middle of rug? If you have chosen the letter U, you are correct. Number 2, you have a picture of a bed. Bed. Now the students always get mixed up between E and I, so I always say bed. As in edda better. What sound do you hear in the middle of bed? Bed. If you chose the letter E, you are correct. Next, we have a picture of a log. Log. As in Oswald. What sound is heard in the middle of log? All right, if you said the letter O, you are correct. And there are 5 questions in this section. So if students get majority of this section incorrect, then it will be more than likely that they would not make an A on the test. So we want to try to give them some definite examples of middle sounds, because a lot of students kind of mess up on the middle sounds. Part 5. Students will circle the word that is given. For number 1, circle the word I. Circle the word I. If you have circled the letter I, the word I, then you are right. You are correct. Look at number 2. Circle the word the. Circle the word the. Parents, they have an asterisk by the word the because in our instructions they tell us be sure to pronounce the word A like the A in sofa, and the or the like the. So this word would be the. The computer will pronounce the as the, and the computer will pronounce A as in So which word says the? If you circle THE, you are correct. Number 3. You have I and thee. I and thee. They will not tell the students the name of each word. They will only tell them what word to circle. Circle the word the. Circle the word the. If you circle THE, the, you are correct. Now, moving on to the last and final part of the test, part 6. Students will circle the sentence that tells about the picture. Look at the star. In this picture, we see Lily, and we also see a cat. We see Lily looking like she's trying to find something, and we see a cat that looks like it's running away. So we need to find which sentence describes the picture the best. The computer will not read each sentence out. They would just instruct the students to look at the picture and select the sentence that best describes the picture. So the students physically have to read the sentences on their own. Okay. Lily lost, lost. Lily lost a cat. Lily lost a cat, or Lily lost a dog. Lily lost a dog. All right, if you circled the first one, Lily lost a cat, you are correct. Now, moving on to number 1. How does Lily look in the picture? Lily is looking sad. So which sentence describes how Lily is looking? Is it Lily is glad? Is it Lily is glad, or Lily is sad? Lily is sad. Okay. If you have circled Lily is sad, you are correct. There are 3 questions in this section where the students will have to look at the picture and circle the sentence that describes the picture. Now,